Hello, everybody. This is Streamcrush. Hi. I exist. It's true. I am here. I know I dropped off the face of the planet for a while, but yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about today. I haven't uploaded a video to this channel in a while, and I'm sorry about that. I had many more plans for things, and life just kind of got in the way. So I'm not sure where to start on this. I, I, so if you know anything about my schedule, if you've been following me at all, you know that I primarily stream on Twitch. And lately in the last year, I have been streaming to YouTube as well. But you know, my streaming career has been pretty spotty. I often take months long breaks. I come back, I have plans, and they fall through because I'm taking more breaks. There's just been consistently lots of breaks in between my gameplay sessions and hanging out with everybody and everything. I have a Discord. I don't really hang out in it much. It's been rough these last few years, and it all kind of came to a head back in December. On Christmas Eve, my mom passed away. It was it was brought on by a lot of stuff, but basically, for people who are like, "How did she die?" Cancer. She had lung cancer. She had lung issues before that. She was a long time smoker, so it kind of, it didn't help. And it sucked. I probably drank more in the days after she passed than I think I've ever drank in my life. And I'm not a heavy drinker. I'd like to think that I've been handling it well. I'd like to think that, like, I've got my shit together and that, like, everything's going to be okay. Right. It is. That life keeps going. Right. Like, us being here doesn't matter. We're insignificant specks in the universe. But it sucks. I talk to my mom every day. In many ways, she was probably one of my closest friends. I would call her about dumb shit all the time, and just be like, hey, I got this new thing or doodad, or this thing happened on the stream last night. And, just all these events in my life, for my entire life, because, she's my mom. And my mom was not a perfect person at all. She had a rocky history of not being always a good mom. And, it sucked. And there was times where she was a wonderful mom. And those are the things I remember about her. So, my mom, like most adults, was just a complicated person. And, it's sometimes hard to, like, realize, especially when you're younger, that adults are really just big kids. They're not like, there's no, like, magical switch that flips when you hit a certain age and boom, you're suddenly an adult. I'm still a child. I'm an old child, but I am a child. No matter how many wrinkles and backaches I get, I will still be a dorky 12-year-old boy at heart. But, like, the things that I've had to deal with, it was rough. With her health declining, I had to take a lot of breaks. I couldn't afford to have my attention 80 different ways. And I spent a lot of time taking care of her, making sure she went to her appointments and medication and all that. I do wish I had been a better son, and I know she understands that. But it sucks. It sucks. So yeah, I cried a lot and wallowed in guilt, and I wanted to kind of turn back into streaming again and bury my head in that, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't make YouTube videos. I couldn't make shorts. I just, the content creation bone in my body, just, it really wasn't there. And I think I've probably just spent a lot of the last few months just coasting, in a sense. I mean, I've certainly delved into a lot of fantasy, you know, movies and TV shows, you know, those wonderful isekai mangas of, you know, like, you know, reincarnation. This have a new kind of appeal these days, right? You know, and yeah, you know, I've been spending more time with family if I can, and just distracting myself, I guess, from realities. And of course, you know, when somebody in your family passes away, you have to deal with that whole process, you know. So, and that's not done yet. It won't be done for a while. So, you know, like we still have the grieving to go through. You know, it's a process, right? So what does this really mean for the future? Well, first and foremost, I wanted to make this video because I know that there have been people asking, when is Streamcrush coming back? When will Streamcrush be making more streams again, more content? You know, which truthfully, I'm flattered. I mean, I am by no means a large content creator at all. I am very minuscule. My average stream is like 3 viewers. I think one of those is me. But I've had some successes, you know, however small. You know, my Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, you know, had some decent viewership and probably some of my better numbers for shorts, which I was pretty pleased with. Yeah, I feel like, you know, while I do take these breaks constantly, it does feel like I have people who are happy that I come back. And that's nice, right? It's encouraging and lovely to see. And I do look forward to seeing and talking to you all again, I guess. It's just, yeah. And I know some of you have going through your personal hardships too. And I hope that, like, you know, things are going to get better for you guys as well. You know, I certainly do pop in and watch your streams occasionally and check your tweets and all that. So, you know, and yes, I probably should respond to my Discord more often, but I generally don't. For me, Discord's just kind of been a thing where I don't visit it. It's not like a website. Like, you know, I'm on Reddit a lot, or I'm on social media a lot, but for some reason, Discord just evades me. I'm not sure why. You know, I just can't wrap my head around it. I'm sure one of these days I'm gonna have to figure this shit out, but for now it just kind of sits there, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I have Discord. That's right. Yeah, but so I guess yeah, this is kind of my video explaining why things are weird, what's going on with Streamcrush and the world of Streamcrush and all that. And I know I've promised to return a few times on Twitter and Blue Sky and stuff like that, but the reality is those plans fell through as well, of course. So I had plans to kind of revamp the stream a little bit. I did have a commission that I don't even think it's going to happen anymore. The person who said that they were going to help me they also have gotten distracted with life stuff. And money is very tight. You know, with her passing and everything, I spent a lot of money last year taking care of her, and I'm spending even more money this year taking care of the rest of that. And so, yeah, as much as I would love to commission new art for the stream, you know, overlays and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And I hear Streamlabs or Stream Elements, sorry, is shutting down. So I'll have to figure that out as well. So yeah, it may be a kind of a low budget stream, so to speak, for a bit. And you know, maybe that's for the best. You know, I do kind of want to do some art streams anyway. Maybe I'll just make my own stuff, right? But yeah, it's going to be a weird coming back. It's funny how a couple of years ago I had made a plan to do like a major re-debut, and it just never panned out. And while I am very pleased with this model, you know, it would be nice to have something I can call my own instead of just being a custom work. So yeah, if you're an aspiring artist out there and you want to do some really cool art for free, you know, hey, I'm all for it. You know, I got some assets that I'd be happy to, you know, to share, you know, and stuff. So, but anyways, yeah. So plans for the future here. Well, as you can tell, I now have my second PC my second PC set up, basically ready to go. So it's not perfect. There's still some kinks to work out, but as you can see, I'm making a video, so it clearly is doing the job. So, you know, as things go, I'm going to start, you know, kind of getting back into this and, you know, kind of filling out all the stuff that I haven't been able to do before, at least as best as I can with my very limited budget. You know, I will be setting up some options for donations and stuff in case anybody wants to throw some cash my way. I'm never going to say no to that. I appreciate all of it. You know, for the people who had been subscribing to me on Twitch, you know, like I've always appreciated that as well. So yeah, I want to get back into this. I want to try and build something out of it. I have no aspirations that it'll ever be a mega, you know, streamer, you know, one day. No Kai Cenats in this world here of Streamcrush, you know, but like maybe in the world of YouTubing, I could become a somebody rather than just a nobody. And that would be kind of sweet, you know, and if it pays some bills along the way and keeps the lights on and everything, you know, keeps me fed and hospital bills and all that, you know, all that kind of stuff. Like, hey, you know, the more the better, right? You know, so yeah, definitely going to be, I will be back. This is not the end of Streamcrush. You know, it's just that death is hard in things, you know, like, I mean, for essentially the last almost decade, maybe a little over a decade, I've had a lot of death in the family, you know, lots of pets that have passed away, you know, and it just, you know, my aunts have passed away, my mom has passed away. It sucks. It sucks. I mean, you don't, I know that it's an old cliche saying, but you don't really realize what you have until it's gone. You don't notice the changes in life until one day you just can't do that thing that you used to be able to do and you miss it. So, you know, it's a transitional time. All things have to change. That's just the nature of the universe we're in. You know, but at the same time, appreciate what you have, you know, because you never know. Maybe the last. I thought I would have more time with my mom. I was not expecting her to turn so suddenly. And certainly not on Christmas Eve, Jesus. But yeah. So expect some more fits and starts. It's not going to be a perfect starting process. You won't see me suddenly making a schedule and being like, I'll be here, blah, 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 8 days a week type of shit. But I will be popping up more often. As far as like games I'm going to stream and stuff, I had originally, like, so people had asked me what kind of streamer I am, what kind of content do I make? And like, I've struggled with this because I like games. I like doing stuff, right? I'm never in my life, even just in real life, so to speak, I've never been a person who just settles on like one thing and then stops looking. I am somebody who likes to try things. I like variety. Doesn't necessarily mean that like I am the most adventurous. You know, like if you put monkey brains in front of me and I would be like, hey, yeah, maybe not. I don't know. Yeah. You know, like I have comfort zones, like everybody else, but in general, yeah, I like my adventure games. I like my, you know, my single player campaigns and stuff like that. I like my fighting games. I like a lot of different types of games. So, you know, expect horror as I have played on the channel. Expect things like that, you know, like, you know, but like, these ideas of that I've had in the past of like, oh, we're going to have a bunch of horror stuff, whatever, maybe for like a marathon or something. But I think, you're probably going to see me dip into retro a little bit more, you know, and, and mainly just because I like retro gaming a lot, and because I'm always chasing like the next big game when I'm streaming, because for a while there, that's what I thought people wanted, was like to jump on the next big thing. I realized that, yeah, no, it's kind of not it. That's not the path that I think is good for me. So I think people are more responsive when I do what I like to do, and then they get to play along with that. They get to see the journey. And yeah, so that's going to be the direction of the stream, is that I'm just going to build something and make something out of it. And there are going to be times when people tune in and don't like what I do. And there are going to be times where they turn in and they do like what I do. And I'm hoping that, hopefully enough of a core of an audience forms from all of this to, kind of get this ball rolling and keep it going. And yeah, hopefully there's a little something for everybody at a certain point. And then, we'll kind of get our niche going from there. So, but anyways, yeah. So this is my update. Before I get too crazy in my rambling, because this video is already pushing 16 minutes. Just want to let you know that I love you guys. And I appreciate, I appreciate all of you. I do. So yeah, just hang in there a little bit longer, and I'll be back as soon as I can. Like I said, it won't be perfect as I return, but you will be seeing me. And I won't be a stranger. So I'll probably speak up on social media a bit more and just kind of, speak my mind and stuff. I kind of had been doing that, but again, even that got a little spotty. But yeah, I feel like I'm slowly getting to a better mental health state than I had been a month or two ago. Not none of my family has been dealing great, but I mean, we're all making our path forward. So yeah, hopefully from the ashes of despair and destruction, birth something beautiful and new. So yeah, I wish you all the best, and I will hopefully see you sooner than you think. So take care. Bye-bye.